Hello students, I am Narsimlu, commerce teacher. Today I am going to teach you CEC second year Accountancy Unit 2 Consignment Accounts Part 4 Journal Entries and Ledger Accounts in the books of Consignee or Accounting Treatment in the books of Consignee. So the entire video will be explained in two sections. In the first section, I will explain journal entries in the books of Consignee, how we are going to write the journal entries in the books of Consignee, and in the second section, I will explain how we are going to prepare ledger accounts in the books of Consignee. So these two sections I will cover in this video. Students, you see here journal entries in the books of Consignee. Before going to write the journal entries in the books of Consignee, we need to prepare the journal pro forma. And you know how to prepare the journal pro forma with the 5 columns. First column meant for date, and second column particulars, third column LF number, fourth column debit amount, fifth column credit amount. So after preparing the journal, we have to write the journal entries. And here most common entries that we write in the books of Consignee are only 5. See, what are they? First entry, that is A entry. Whenever here we think ourselves as a consignee. Here we think ourselves as consignee. So what's happened in the consignment business? Consignee spent some amount on consignment transactions or consignment business. So whenever the consignee spent some amount on consignment, or we can say whenever the consignee met some expenses on consignment, then we can go to write this entry. What is the entry? You see here, consignor account debit to bank or cash account. In the debit column, amount we can go to write, and credit column amount we have to write, and narration being consignment expenses met. Here who paid that expenses? Consignee. Consignee. Here we think ourselves as consignee. We paid, we met consignment expenses. For that we writing the entry in our books. What is that entry? Consignor account debit to cash or bank account. Okay, this is the first entry. And second entry, you see, whenever we pay some amount in advance or whenever we accept bills receivable. For the consignor, that is the bills receivable. For us, that is bills payable. For us means here we are the consignee. So when we accept the bills receivable, that bills receivable become the bills payable for us. So here we write the entry whenever we accept the bills payable or bills receivable. Okay, then we can go to write this entry. What is that entry? Consignor account debit to cash or bank account or bills receivable account. If we pay cash, then we can go to write cash here. Whenever if we pay cash in advance for the consignment business, then we can go to write as consignment account debit, consignor account debit to cash account. If we give any bank draft or check, then we can go to write consignor account debit to bank account. If we accept the bills receivable, for us that is bills payable. So then we can go to write consignor account debit to bills payable account. So here amount in the debit column and credit column we have to write. If the bill is discounted with the bank, we should not think about that. In the problem, sometimes the bills are discounted with the bank may be given. We should not think about that point whenever we write the entries in the books of consignee. Simply you ignore. Only you consider the total worth of the bills which you or which we accept. Okay, students. Now, what is that entry? Consignor account debit to cash or bank or bills payable account. And here bills payable means nothing but for the consignor, the same bills are called as bills receivable. Whenever we accept those bills become bills payable for us. That's the point. Okay, next come to see. So if we sell the goods, narration for the B point, B entry, being bills accepted and sent to consignor as advance payment. Okay, next. Whenever we sell the goods on behalf of consignor, whenever we sell the goods on behalf of consignor, then the entry we have to write. That is the C entry. What is the C entry here? Sales account debit to consignor account. Amount, in the amount column we can go to write. Narration, being consignment goods sold. So this entry we can go to write whenever we sell the goods. Whenever we sell the goods. Here we means nothing but consignee. We think ourselves as consignee. Whenever we sell the goods, then we can go to write this entry. What is the entry? Sales account debit to consignor account. Narration, being consignment goods sold. Come to next one. And on sales we calculate commission. So when we calculate the commission, and for that we can go to write one entry. What is that entry? Consignor account debit to commission account. Consignor account debit to commission account. When we write this entry, whenever we calculate commission on sales, then we can go to write this entry. See here the narration, being commission calculated goods sold on consignment. Okay, students, this is the D entry. And come to next one, last and final one, fifth entry for the payment of total due. So here what is that? Consignor account debit to cash or bank account. Generally these two we have to write, not bills payable. We should not consider it. Just you can go to write as consignor account debit to cash or bank account. Narration you see here, being consignment account due, amount due paid and cleared. Okay, so here the fifth entry is that whenever we clear the consignment due amount to the consignee, so consignor, then we can go to write this entry, consignor account debit to cash or bank account. So only 5 entries are there. First entry for expenses that we met on consignment. Second entry, whenever we paid, whenever we given advance to consignor, for that the second entry. Third entry is that whenever we sell the goods, we can go to write third entry. Fourth entry, whenever we calculate the commission on sales, then fourth entry we have to write. Fifth entry for the settlement of consignment account. So only 5 commonly using entries are given here. Just you try to read and try to understand and try to remember. Okay, so this is the first section we completed here. In the first section we completed the journal entries that we write in the books of consignee. Okay, students, now second section. Here in the second section, that is ledger accounts that we prepare in the consignee's book.